Obviously, I wrote that blog about why I was not competing last winter because of my back. I was training last fall with all intentions of competing on the World Cup, but I was really, really disappointed when I found out that I couldn't jump anymore because my back was so severely damaged with a disc problem. So I had surgery in December, and I've been recovering from that and doing quite well. It's always an up and down process with recovery, specifically with backs, but in general, I'm feeling pretty well. Last year was really, really difficult for me because I was just so devastated that I had another injury after so many years with my knees. And it was kind of why I went really quiet, because it was just really hard for me to process that injury. But yeah, I also am really confident in studying and education, and so that makes it a lot easier. I want to be a nurse someday, so I'm studying to apply to that type of school, and right now working in a physio clinic actually part-time while I rehab and kind of train. And of course, I follow ladies ski jumping a lot. I don't watch every competition, but I at least look at all the results. I'm really good friends with Ava and a lot of the other girls I'm super close with, so I love following them, and they showed some great jumps. This past year and moving on with that, like the progression of the past years has been phenomenal, and it's such a higher level than when I became world champion in 2013. The sport overall is growing so much, and it's one of the reasons why if I come back, it's going to be really, really difficult for me to be at a high level again, because girls like Lauren and Ava and Sarah are jumping just higher and higher every year, and when you have an injury, it's really hard to catch up with that. All the rules changes and the equipment development seem totally fine. I've always been against the pads in the back of the boots because it can cause knee injuries, and so I'm glad that those are being monitored. And overall, the girls seem really happy with that the suit's changing, and we're taking away so many seams because it's a pain in the butt to make. So that's good. Yeah, this is the first season with World Championships on Large Hill. It's really, really special, and the girls are super ready for it, and it's going to be a phenomenal event, especially in Oberstdorf. Excited for that. Yeah, I obviously fell on Oberstdorf in 2013, but it was in summer, so if I got an opportunity to jump in at this World Championships, it's on winter, and there's absolutely no fear with that. I only ever really have fear with lots of wind in the summer, because I've only ever been hurt in that way. Definitely, there's some talk about ski flying, me being a part of FIS. We've brought it up to all of those involved, and there was some negative pushback with that, but we're kind of trying to work on a women's working group in order to progress some of the things on the women's ski jumping side. On Alpine, they have a women's group, and on cross country, and so they just deal with female issues. So ultimately, we would like to have that for the women's ski jumping side of things, so it's not all just grouped in with the men. So we'll see how that progresses in the next years with FIS. I really like being a part of the Red Bull 400, especially in the US, because it brings awareness to ski jumping in the US, which is obviously not very, very big. So going to that event in Ironwood where I won the Red Bull 400, which was kind of funny, but really awesome, and a great community around there. And I really hope we can get that jump rebuilt. It would bring some World Cups to the States, which is really important on both the male and female side. So yeah, financially it's really difficult, but hopefully I can help push it in that direction. Pretty much impossible for me to make a living as a ski jumper. when I was doing really well, it was totally possible. I've had amazing sponsors like Red Bull and Visa, but with my injuries, I haven't been able to keep up my level, which is totally fine from a sponsor point of view. I understand why they have to move on, but it's really hard to be a ski jumper from the US. Yeah, we have some potential for sure, and I just like to stay involved to hopefully keep them going in the right direction. There's not a ton of support, but kind of enough right now, and at least they have to look forward to junior competitions and stuff like that to keep them motivated. The perfect body type for men's ski jumping, I think we know what it is, but for females, it's interesting to see the different body shapes. Some are really, really tiny, but then also some are normal built and more muscular. But I think that's just kind of what we have right now because um, like we have less jumpers than the men. That's a fact. And so sometimes you can get away with not the perfect body type if you have really, really good technique. But also, I think it's getting more serious with girls getting really fit in order to stay at the top level. I think in the past you could get away with just being super strong and not being as light, but now you have to kind of have the perfect ratio of being on par with BMI and strength and staying healthy. So it's interesting to look at from the girl's point of view. I'm very close with a lot of the girls on the World Cup, specifically like Spela and Ava and girls that I've been competing with for a long time. Makes me super happy that I've been able to keep in contact with those people from around the world. It's a really special opportunity that I've had competing on a world level of sport, and I'll keep those friends forever. As for the upcoming season, it's really up in the air right now. Obviously, the whole world is kind of up in the air, so it doesn't feel that bad to say that at this point because it's kind of hard for Americans to go anywhere right now. But in terms of my shape and my intentions, I honestly don't know. I'm not really having a plan right now. I'm just wanting my back to fully recover. I'm starting to train in some sort of ski jumping way and seeing how my body reacts to it. Obviously, there's a chance that I'll be in too much pain and cannot continue, but we will make that decision as it comes, probably later in the fall.